Next anime on the docket, my friend Nokotan. Also, keep in mind, uh, I already recorded a different episode. I should say this now. I already recorded a different episode, so I'm going to be talking about specific episodes. I know there's some anime that are already out. Like, I know my friend Nokotan episode 2 is already out. Don't question me about it, okay? Please. We're only doing episode 1 for now. I know I did episode 2, but this is what I've watched up to this point, and then we'll catch up to everything in episode 2 for this series. But yeah, no, dude, my friend Nokotan. That shit is funny. I have not laughed at a show in a very long time like that. I think the last show I laughed at like that, like I like actually gut hurting laugh. Oh, it's got to be like Baka and Test, and not like when it came out. Like I watched it like a while back, but like I can't think of anything that like was as funny as my friend Nokotan. I think Pop Team Epic was like the last thing I could think of, but other than that, like not really. Like there's shows that made me laugh, but this was like a oh no, this was like genuine like beauty laughter type shit. Like I enjoyed it so goddamn much because like so there's I think her name was Kinoshita, the blonde girl that's following Nokotan everywhere, right? She's kind of so like the trainers kind of set her up as like a delinquent ass, like she's prime and proper, but her secret life is that she's a delinquent. I didn't know how much they were gonna play into that, or if it was just like a kind of like a gag, whatever type of thing. But no, that's like her main thing, where it's like, oh yeah, no, like I'm trying to hide this past I have, and I don't want anybody to know. I'm actually surprised how complicated of a character they made Kinoshita, because I thought it was just gonna be like a gag thing, where it's just like, oh yeah, like yeah, I'm prim popper and like all that whatever. But like, there are moments where you see her. Obviously, she's acting tough and she's acting prime and proper, and like part of her has her delinquency that she's like trying to fight back, and Nokotan's just constantly bringing that out with the way that she's acting because obviously Nokotan's insane, so it's just constantly coming out. But she obviously has a softer side for Nokotan in a way that I don't think she has for most people. Like with her prim and proper attitude, she definitely has friends, but not. You never really see her interact in the same way as Nokotan. And there's even moments you see her like her fondness for Nokotan like grows by the end of the episode to the point where like, oh yeah, no, they're standing by side and they're like friends at this point. It's like genuinely super cute. I love it. Nokotan is also fucking insane. Like her introduction, which I almost missed, but her introduction is when Kinoshita is walking down the street trying to go to school, and you see that she's just hanging on electrical wires, like for we don't get an explanation. She just is, and from then point on, it's just like pure insanity, but like the perfect amount. Because like with those type of characters, right? With those type of characters like Nokotan, it is so easy to mess them up. It is so easy to just mess them up, and it is so easy to mess them up to make them either like um Jesus Christ. It is so easy to mess them up in a way where it's just like, oh yeah, I'm just like, oh, wacky and veiny, but like for no real reason, and they're just like to do it, which is like, oh, that's fine, but it's not really like a reason. And there's like another line of, oh, there's like a point where it actually just starts getting like obnoxious and annoying. Nokotan somehow bridges those, not bridges, but definitely like teeters those lines, but not to a point where it's like egregious. Like she playfully has like a good distance, and she's still got to try a bit more to cross that line, but she's not like right on it. And I think I really appreciate that because everything she does is sort of, kind of, with a purpose. Not all of it, but like I'm thinking of some of the insane things she did. Like, oh, so Kinoshita helps Nokotan right off And later in the show, we find out that she's, part of the class. And so she's like a new transfer student. We don't know where from, but she's a new transfer student. For example, okay, so like there's points like, when she first gets introduced to the class. She breaks her she like smashes. We've all seen a scene. She like goes to the door, but she breaks the door with her antlers because her antlers are, for some reason, so goddamn strong. And it's one of those things where it's like, she didn't necessarily do it on purpose, just be like, oh yeah, whatever. But like, she is just kind of like she's just an idiot character, or, in Naruto, she's a baka. But she's an idiot character who is just like, oh yeah, I didn't really think about this. But not so much to where it's like bad. Because there's that scene where she breaks the door. But there's another scene where she's trying to get to the door. She gets stopped by her antlers. And she actually turns like sideways. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Like, it's one thing with the characters that did it against, like, okay, you're just either being a menace or you're just, like, not trying. And it's like, they never linger on a gag for too long, or they never redo a gag for too much. Like, I appreciate how this show is going at it, because it would have been so easy just every single time she enters a building to just smash through the door, and eventually it's going to get tiring. But they only do it once. And they could have done that gag over and over again of just like, oh yeah, I don't know how to walk through walls. And eventually that type of stuff is like, okay, that's going to get kind of boring. But like, she learns. So it's one of those things where it's like, oh, she's not kind of an idiot. It's just kind of, she's like ditzy, because I feel like an idiot would just do that over and over again. But yeah, it's like that where it's like, she breaks the door, that's fine. There's another one that I think really fits the one I'm talking about, where, like, she wants to make it up to Konoshita for helping her get off the electrical wire. So she gives her a bunch of deer crackers. And it's like a shit ton. It's like a big stacked pyramid of deer crackers. And Konoshita's being like, I don't like deer crackers. Also, this is like a lot. And it's just like, oh, well, like, it's kind of all I have right now. I don't know what you want from me. And then she's like, oh, yeah, I could give you a carrot. And then you see her just break off her antlers and then open it like a goddamn container. And it's like, why is there a carrot in there? Nokotan. And it's little stuff like that where it's just like, it's like, obviously part of it is quirky to be quirky, but it's never done in the sense of, oh yeah, we did it because, Lamau. It's more of, no, this is like this character's life. Like, this is how this character just like operates. And I really appreciate that. Like, because again, it's so easy to just throw them and it's like, oh yeah, I do this because why not? Lay random. But like, this is just like, no, this is where I keep my food. This is where I keep that. Why do I have deer crackers? I'm a fucking... It's like, this stuff that we said is like, why do you have all these deer crackers? I'm a deer. I'm gonna have deer crackers. It's like, I can't hate that logic, really. I really can't. Honestly, another aspect I really like is everyone around them also just not acknowledges, but just is okay with everything. Like, back to the door thing I was talking about. Look, Nokotan go passes through the door. She's hitting people with the shrapnel of the door. Like, no one comments on the fact that the whole hinge of the door, or the entire door, is just off. The only one that ever acknowledges it is Kinoshita. And she's just like, everyone's cool. And when Nokotan introduces herself, like, there's students in the front of the row who are, like, clapping with a bloody nose. And it's like, oh, she's so nice. She's such a sweetheart. It's like, no, we're just going to ignore the fact that she just broke through a door. Okay, fuck it. Fuck it, she broke through a door. Okay, I guess. Which is also funny because Kinoshita gets called out by Nokotan, being like, oh yeah, you're a delinquent, aren't you? Like, in the beginning when there's no one around, but then she does it in front of the class, because she's like, oh, maybe she, like, won't call me out. It's like, oh yeah, you call me whatever you like, and like, okay, then I'll call you Miss Delinquent. And everyone notices that. It's like, you're a delinquent, Kinoshita? It's like, no. It's like, you're also a virgin. Like, I'm not a virgin. It's like, you're a virgin, Kinoshita? And it's just like, where were you when the girl was breaking through the door? Like, what happened? You broke through the door and now, like didn't say anything, but now you want to pay attention when she's calling me out for being a delinquent and a virgin? Like, what's going on here? Like, the world is just as insane as her, but it also, like, I'm okay with that aspect being, like, random because we don't see those characters often. They don't really interact with the world like that, and it's nice for a gag because it's one of those things where Kinoshita thinks it's strange. That's just that Nokotan is, but these characters just act like that, and it's just like, oh, whoa, oh, fuck it, oh, okay, whatever, fine, all right then, I guess, which is very funny to me, honestly. Um, they do. I'm trying to think. Anything else I want to talk about? Them as a duo is also really good. Like they just play off each other really well. Like it's also just a simple dynamic of like one person and knowing the other person. But I like how like I don't know what this will lead to, and I think it's just like kind of insanity because I still don't understand like the overall place we're trying to get to with this. And it could just be like a lay random thing, right? But you have Konoshita who's like a delinquent trying to hide it, and Nokotan. So I assume there'll be some conflict there of Nokotan ratting out Kinoshita or involving some part of her delinquent past. And it's either going to make them closer or they're going to have like a friend breakup type of stuff. It's going to be sad, and then they'll come back together. Like, I wouldn't be surprised with this show if there's, like, a comedy part, but, like there's, like, a 2 episodes where, like, it's, like, kind of sort of serious, but still, like, funny, like, drama, haha, kind of funny. But, yeah. Oh, one aspect, no, hold on. One aspect I got to talk about is the teacher. The teacher, I hope we see a lot more, because she, like, encourages Nokotan's behavior to, like, a degree that I'm all for encouraging your students to do stuff, but she does it to such a degree where I'm like, it is problematic. You are problematic. Where like, okay, to be fair, nothing she does is problematic. To be fair, but I could see it leading into problematic things because Nokotan wants to create a deer club. Don't know what that is, and the teacher's like, oh yeah, well if you clean the shed, it's fine, and like. She's like matching the same energy as Nokotan, and it's like, oh, this is cute, teacher encouraging it. But I could see this leading into such like not great things. I mean, they basically not peer pressure, but kind of fool Kinoshita into going in because they just praise her, being like, oh, you're so cool, you'd be great to join, like yada yada yada. And you see Kinoshita just like loving the praise, just being like, oh, this feels so good, I love it. And she's just like, oh, yay, I will do this. I will do it. And then she's like, oh, my fucking God. And then Kinoshita gets wrapped in as a president. It's like, oh, great, cool. Now I'm the leader of the deer club that I didn't even want to be a part of. And the one that actually makes the club is just, she's like, oh, well, I'm a deer, so I'm the mascot. It's like, that doesn't make sense. I mean, it does, but, like, Jesus Christ. But, yeah, we only see Nokotan for this one. So, that's fine. It's not a big deal. We only see Nokotan and Kinoshita because I know there's 2 other characters. And I think we see one of them towards the end. That will be an antagonist turn like, part of the crew type stuff because she definitely was eyeing them earlier. But honestly, this show is very funny. I had high hopes and it broke my standards. I really like this show. This show was really good. If I had to give it a rating, honestly, this is gonna be probably a 10 out of 10 for me. I really, really liked this show. I really did. It was really fucking good. And I recommend everyone go see it because you should. Even though it's in the first episode, I would recommend you guys watch that episode because it's really good. It's really, really, really good.